As of right now, the #1 overall pick in Caleb Williams, their quarterback, does not have a contract. Which doesn't seem to bother Williams when it comes to that. Not only is Williams unsigned for the Bears, you can also book it with their receiver, Rome Odunze, who they also select in this year's draft, 9th overall, without a contract in the Windy City. But QB1 sharing this with the Chicago Tribune on Saturday, quote, "I'm not handling that. My lawyers and attorney and everybody, the head of the Bears, everybody up there, up top is handling that. That's not my position that I'm handling," end quote. All right, we'll try to get a handle of it here. Why not? With our own lead NFL insider, Jonathan Jones, with more on this and Williams and the Bears. And JJ, it just seems like the Bears, Caleb, the NFLPA are all different pages here. What more can you tell us about this situation?
Well, look, I can tell you that the Bears are not concerned about this as it stands right now. I'm told that the expectation is that Caleb Williams is going to report, along with the rest of the rookies, that, look, he was participating in everything over the spring into the early summer without a contract being signed. And so that gave the Chicago Bears a lot of hope. Let's also remember this. The Chicago Bears and Caleb Williams, Caleb only talked with the Bears in the pre-draft process. So they've been discussing this for quite some time, really since March, right? And what you also have to consider here is that it's a rookie contract. It's slotted. It's easy to figure out. In fact, I can tell you down to the dollar amount, the money that Caleb Williams is going to earn through the first 4 years with the Chicago Bears. It's right under $40 million. And so without knowing the specifics of this, what I really, with any sort of rookie, when they haven't signed yet, there's really one of two things that are at issue. It could be offset language, which the simplest way to explain that is, hey, if we cut you within the first 4 years of your rookie deal, do you get all of this money? Plus, if you sign somewhere else, do you get that money? Or is the money we pay you offset by your second team? That's number one, and that happens a lot. And then number two, it's going to be the signing bonus. And Caleb Williams is due a $25.5 million signing bonus. A lot of teams like to spread that out over 2, 3, 4 years. Does he want it all up front, as some top rookies like to have? So those are really probably the two issues that all rookie contracts have to deal with. Ultimately, though, this is a slotted rookie deal. It is exactly what it is at $39.5 million. The Bears are not concerned, and Caleb Williams apparently showing up for work doesn't seem all that concerned either.
So the Bears have nothing to worry about. The fans, they can ease a little bit the closer we get to training camp. How about his fellow draftee there, Odunze? Also no deal and no pen to paper. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, same deal, where, you know, these are two of, I think, 5 or 6 first rounders who have not yet signed their rookie contracts. I think that we have seen a buy-in from Rome Odunze as well as Caleb Williams throughout this sort of preseason and off-season work, where they've been there. They've been connecting. They've been connecting not just on the field, but off the field. We've seen them at a number of places in and around Chicago together, taking flights together, etc. So I do believe that there is a buy-in, and this is just the business side of it. Again, Rome Odunze, I can tell you down to the dollar what he's slotted for. It's $22.7 million over 4 years as the number 9 overall pick. He has a signing bonus of just more than $13.3 million. And so again, offset language, signing bonus up front. Those are typically the two things, the two issues that we see across the board year over year. I will say this, it is certainly heartening that the report is that Caleb Williams is still going to report there for rookie camp. I recall a couple years ago, Zach Wilson and the Jets, the number 2 overall pick, they were at odds over some of that language. And Zach Wilson did get signed, and he didn't show up, which is absolutely his right. Well, he missed some valuable time to start out training camp. So I think that Chicago Bears fans should be very pleased with Caleb Williams reporting for rookie camp, and ultimately, even without this deal being signed.
All right, so we just got to wait. That's what happens. I mean, the Bears have been waiting this long for a franchise quarterback as well as a #1 option there. Over in Cincy, the Bengals and T. Higgins did not reach a long-term deal, and he's going to play on the tag in 2024. I'm curious, JJ, what changed? Because not too long ago, it was a different tune. I want a long-term deal. What's the difference now?
Well, T was using whatever leverage T had, which is saying whatever you can say out in the public in order to try to put some public pressure on the Cincinnati Bengals. Unfortunately for T. Higgins, the Bengals and their ownership, they are not moved by public pressure in almost any walk of life when it comes to business. And so T. Higgins, he absolutely did not want to be tagged. He wanted that long-term security. Okay. Didn't get it. Well, now what's your next move? This is sort of the playbook, right? You request a trade. All right. Well, the Bengals say, well, we're not going to trade you. And then they didn't. And then you realize what your lot in life is with the franchise tag, a tag that, frankly, Brandon, the NFL Players Association should try very, very hard to get rid of. And I know that they have over the past couple of years. Unfortunately for them, the owners want to keep the franchise tag in place, but it certainly does suppress free agency markets. It does harm players in the long term, like T. Higgins. Certainly you have the success stories of a Kirk Cousins. If you are fortunate enough to not get injured and get tagged and tagged again, then you can really cash in. But this is what T. Higgins is sort of left with, where you don't have any recourse. If you don't show up, your contract's going to toll, and then you're just going to be in the same exact position again whenever you decide to come back and play. You're going to miss game checks, or if you sit out the whole season, they're just going to do it again. And so there is no move that a player can truly make after they are tagged that, if the team doesn't want to sign them to a long-term contract, and they're not going to agree to one, that's really it. And I think that T. Higgins ultimately understood that. Now he's going to play the 2024 season on this franchise tag. Hopefully he stays healthy. Hopefully he has a hell of a year and he's able to cash in free agency in 2025, be it with the Cincinnati Bengals or elsewhere.
Yeah, that tag, by the way, $21.8 million. It sounds like a lot of money to us, but when it comes to the market and how it's changed this offseason, there's two names that are missing, Jamar Chase and CeeDee Lamb, trying to put pen to paper as well. JJ, I'm going to put you in the spot. Who gets the deal first?
Oh, gosh. I'll tell you this, and this is what happens all the time. Whoever gets the deal first, the second guy's going to get the better deal. And their agents know that and understand that. These guys know that and understand that. And so ultimately, if you get a deal done, you better be the highest paid wide receiver in NFL history, because you can only wear that crown for a day or two. That could be what winds up happening. Be very interesting to see if these guys ultimately report to training camp. But of course, Jamar Chase, a franchise pillar there with the Cincinnati Bengals, a team that probably has to cobble some money together for the signing bonus, if we're all being honest, considering what they just paid Joe Burrow less than 12 months ago. CeeDee Lamb, of course, is an interesting case because the Cowboys are an interesting case. They have waited and waited, and they are seemingly in the jackpot here. You got Dak Prescott, who has more leverage than any other player in the NFL right now, whom I have reported since November could be eyeing as much as a $60 million per year contract. And I think that he could get that, be it from the Dallas Cowboys or elsewhere, if he hits free agency next March. And so the Cowboys are having to balance Dak Prescott. They're having to balance a future Michael Parsons deal. And of course, they're having to balance CeeDee Lamb, who they put all their chips in with him, making him wide receiver number one a couple of years ago. And so right there at the top, Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, depending on what CeeDee Lamb wants. Does he want average annual value per year? Does he want most guaranteed money? Does he want the highest signing bonus? Does he want the most cash flow over the first 2 or 3 years of the deal? There are a number of ways, and this is true, Brandon, across all the NFL, across all the positions. These guys and their representation want to be able to package the deal as a win, as we are the highest paid, and now fill in the blank. And so is it going to be average annual value? Is it going to be signing bonus? Is it going to be cash flow? Is it going to be, hey, CeeDee Lamb, we see the 4- and 5-year deals there. We actually want you to get another bite at the apple before you turn 30. So is it going to be a shorter deal? All of those things certainly on the table for both wide receivers. But look, whoever gets the deal done first, the next guy's going to outdo them.
JJ, I want to bring that list back up with extensions. And since we're talking about Chase and CeeDee Lamb, where do you project them? Are they above Justin Jefferson or right pickled between Jefferson and Brown, or right below them? Where do you see those two pegged on this list possibly?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's because And it's hard to say because this is the list that we've put up, and this is the list that agents frankly want to be put up because it's $140 million for Justin Jefferson. The odds are that Justin Jefferson will not see every dollar of this 4-year contract. He's either going to outplay the deal and they're going to rip this up after 3 years, or he's not going to play up to the deal and they're going to try to take some money back in year 3 or year 4. Don't really see that happening. But the point that I'm trying to make here is what matters is how much money you get when you put pen to paper. That's really what matters. That anything in the world could happen and you are still going to get this money from the team. That's what real top tier agents truly care about. And that's why I talk about cash flow in the first 2 or 3 years. That's why I talk about signing bonus and the upfront money and the real guarantees, not the guarantees, but the real guarantees that these guys get. And so whether the team that they're with wants to play ball with average annual value, a rather basic metric, or whether these guys want to get paid in a way that no other receiver in NFL history has in terms of cash flow or signing bonus, etc. That's really where the rubber's going to meet the road.
As a Cowboy fan, I've already put my $5 into Jerry Jones. I don't know if it actually made it to Arlington or Dallas, but we'll see. We'll see. We're trying to.
You put it in the Salvation Army bucket.
Yeah, that's where. But after it gets to the bucket, I don't know where it goes after that. So it's a problem for a different day. Jonathan Jones, as always, my friend. Appreciate you tapping in. Hey, don't forget, take a look at it. The season will be here before you know. When it comes to the Cowboys, there's a lot of questions when it comes to the finances. Quarterback, wide receiver, and Micah Parsons on the defensive side, but we start with the Browns. Will be a tough one. Saints, Ravens, and then all the goodies. Hey, we got that bye in week 7, so maybe that help out the rest of the way.